Alright guys, welcome back. We're on our second week of basic dance moves. Alright, I'm very excited to see what we're going to bring to the table today and to see how much you guys picked up from last week. So let's get started. Alright guys, so last week we started with first and second position, so we're going to add a couple more today. So let's review first. So we started out in first position by making a V with our feet. We want to make sure our toes are turned out, our heels are together, alright, and we're making a nice 90-degree angle. Yes, mathematic term, 90-degree angle with our feet, standing up nice and tall. We're going to transition to second position. You're going to do this by tandoing, which is a pointed foot. So be on the lookout for that vocabulary on your sheet. Okay, so we're going to go to second position by tandoing. So you're going to tando out, step down. You're in second position here. You can go ahead and keep your feet nice and wide, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, which is a traditional second position, only because for this you want to be able to do really nice demi-pliés and grand pliés. Okay. Next one that we're going to go over is third position. So third position, again, we're going to tando, make sure that that ankle bone is really facing out towards the audience or facing out away from you. You're going to draw it into third position. You want to make a T with your feet. Okay, so your heel is really in the middle of your foot, okay, equally. Then from here, we're going to transition to fourth position, again with a tando. So tando is going to go out straight in front of you. You want to make sure your inside thigh is facing out and away. You're going to go from the ball of the foot down, and you want to make sure that your heels are in line with your toes, toes in line with your heel. Okay, there's some changes. Some different places will do heels in line. Okay, we're doing heels and toes in line. Okay. Again, we're going to transition with a tando, so a nice pointed foot, into fifth position, and again making a nice 90-degree angle with our feet. So the two positions, be on the lookout for this on your sheet. Alright, the two positions that make a nice 90-degree angle, fifth position, first position. Okay? Alright, so let's go through that. We're going to try it again on our right side, so I'm going to mirror you so you can do it on your right side, and then we're going to switch it up and try it on our left. Okay, so feet are in first, we tando out to the side, step down, you're now in second. You're going to tando out to the side, slide it into third, we're now in third position. Tando out in front of you, step down, we're now in fourth, tando out in front of you, slide it in, you're now in fifth. And I usually transition from one side to the other, tandoing again. So tando, bring it in. Let's try the other side. Okay, so now we're moving to our left. First position, tando side, step down, and tando, and slide it into third. So again, making a nice T with our feet. Tando out in front of us, stepping down. Heels are in line with toes. Toes are in line with heels. And then try tando again. Slide it into fifth, making a nice 90-degree angle with our feet. So when we get into these positions, it's easy for our hips to kind of relax, but you want to make sure you're pulling both hip bones facing flat to the front. And you might feel some squeezes in your hips, all right, and your hip flexors, which is the muscle right here in front of your hips, all right, and you're working all that. So just make sure you're being kind to your body, all right? Good job. Alright guys, so next we're going to work on demi-plie and grand plie. So last week we did demi-plie in first and second. Demi means halfway. Alright, today we're also going to be working on grand plie. So let's go over how to do demi-plie first, and then we'll add the grand plie. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to do two demi-plies to start in first position. So you're going to go down for two and up for two. Again, down for two, up for two. We're going to transition to a tando side, step it down. We're going to do two demi-pliés in second position. Every time that you do a demi-plié, no matter what position you're in, the heels stay on the ground, okay? Same thing in second, so here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, and up and stop. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add grand plie. Alright, so we just worked on all those lovely positions where we go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. This week, since we're doing a new skill in plie, we're not going to worry about those just yet, because when you get to third, fourth, and fifth, it starts to get really interesting, and we're going to work up those skills, okay? Alright, so how to do a proper grand plie. You go to your fullest demi, so your fullest halfway plie. On count 3, lift your heels, and on 4, you go down a little further. Now you want to make sure you're not hanging out down here, okay? But you're actually lifted from your heel, your sit bones, and your heel bones are in line. You lift up, 4 counts 5, 6 heels are down, lift up 7, 8. Okay, typically we do this with hand movements as well. So the way that I would do it is I would do 2 demis, so demi and lift, demi, open up, all the way down. 2, lift, 3, 4, 5, heels down, 7, 8. Okay? Let's try that together. Ready? Here we go. And we can do it with arms. Let's try it. So we go 5, 6, arms up, and open out, and demi, and lift, and demi, open up, all the way down. 2, lift, 3, 4, 5, heels down, 7, 8. Okay? Then we would do side for second, step it down. Okay? Now that we're in second position, so go ahead and go there. Second position, same thing, 2 demis. Arms do the same thing. So they scoop down, you squeeze and lift. They go in front of you like a big beach ball, open up. So when you're in this position, second position, we never lift our heels. We always want them to be nice and firmly planted to the floor. So from here, you're going to go as far as you can in your grand plie. Your legs should almost be flat. Okay, then lift up, open out. Let's try 2 demis and a grand. 5, 6, 7, 8. Plie and lift, plie, open up, all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the way I always talk about demi plie in second position, go all the way to your grand, go all the way straight. Now split the difference. This is about where your demi is. Okay? All right. Good job. Next week we're going to work on third, fourth, and fifth in demi and grand. All right, guys. So last week we did releve in first and second position. This week we're going to try it in third, fourth, and fifth, since now we learned those positions. Okay? So we talked about releve being on the balls of our feet. We're balancing between both of the front bones. We want to make sure our ankles aren't rolling out or aren't rolling forward. Okay, so you want to really squeeze and lift and squeeze in that position. Arms are held up into the sky so that you can actually see them in front of you. Whether you're here in first, if you're stepped out to second, if you're tight in third, and so on and so forth. Okay? So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? I'm going to say lift up, 2, 3, 4, hold 5, 6, 7, 8, back down, 10, 11, 12, tendu, into second. Okay? Then we're going to try the whole thing in all the different positions. Okay? Since we did second position already, let's just talk a little bit about the mechanics of third. So when we're in third position, again, we're balanced between those 2 feet, but really between both feet equally. So you don't want to be towards the front foot or the back foot. All right, squeeze up nice and tight. Thighs are squeezed together, squeeze from the core. When we step out into fourth, okay, and we tendu out to that position, same thing, it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, so you really want to think about your body weight is equally between both feet. Okay, and then again when you're into fifth, equally between both feet. Let's try it. Here we go. So we're starting in first. So I'm going to go 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift up, 2, 3, 4. Hold 5, 6, 7, 8. Back down, 10, 11, 12. Tendu into second and lift up, 2, 3, 4. Hold 5, 6, 7, 8. Back down, 10, 11, 12, tendu, into third, lifting up, 2, 3, 4, hold 5, 6, 7, 8, back down, 10, 11, 12, tendu, into fourth, and lift up, 2, 3, 4, hold 5, 6, 7, 8, back down, 10, 11, 12, tendu, into fifth, lifting up, 2, 3, 4, hold 5, 6, 7, 8, back down, 10, 11, 12, tendu, into first, and press, 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 and lift. Okay? We're going to try that on both sides, not this week, but work on your right, and then next week we're going to challenge ourselves, work on the left. Okay? You probably are really feeling it. I know I am, especially in like the ball of your foot right here and in the arch. Make sure you're giving some love and attention and stretch that out when you're all done. All right? Good job. Alright guys, so last week we talked a little bit about tendu, so I'm going to teach you how to properly do a tendu to the front, the side, and the back. This week we're going to work on just our right side. Next week we're going to focus on the left. This is very particular, so you want to make sure you're taking in all of the information so that you learn how to properly do this. It's very easy to learn incorrectly, and then you have what's called muscle memory, so your muscles remember when you do something incorrectly. And this is an important skill that you're going to use in basically any form of dance at any point. So you want to make sure you're doing it properly from the start. Alright, we're going to start in our first position. Okay, so we should know what that word means now. Okay, hands are going to be on our hips. We're going to learn how to do a proper tendu. So as I bring my heel forward, okay, and I slide my foot out, I'm thinking about my inside thigh is facing out and away. I go to the ball of my foot. I get to the longest point and I point my toe. So what a lot of people will do when they start is they step out. You should actually not put any weight on that. You should be able to lift it up, no problem. So that means that you need to be lifted up and out of your hips on your left side, okay, and elongated nice and tall. We don't want to sit in that hip, otherwise it's going to be hard for the bottom leg to stay straight, okay, and you're going to want to sit in that hip. So we're standing up nice and tall. We want to think about maybe like having a jewel presenting out, all right, something that you want to show off, okay, so out and away, ball of the foot, bring it back in. We're going to tendu side. So when we tendu side, it's not flat to the side, and it's not directly on a 45, okay, we're splitting the difference. So you're going to tendu out to the side, same thing, ball of the foot, lift up to your big toe, inside thighs facing out and away. This foot should still be turned out, so you can kind of look at that now, make sure it's not turned out. It's so easy to turn it in. All right, and that's just because of balance and things like that. So make sure you're always working that turn out. So squeezing up nice and tight, ball the foot, slide it back in. The most difficult one is always the back tendu. So a lot of times when we do back tendu, we want to just go out on an angle. You want to think about squeezing all of your muscles, okay, and pointing that foot straight back. So I'm going to turn to the side just to demonstrate for you guys, but you want to make sure that it's going straight behind you. You're just on the big toe, and you're squeezing all of your leg muscles, all right, from your hips down. And then you're, again, pulling those toes back and sliding that foot back in. So again, ball of the foot, point, ball of the foot, in, okay? Now the way that I was breaking it down doesn't necessarily happen like that in real time. So it's all one sweeping motion, but it's important to kind of work those separate muscles so that your body knows how to do it intelligently. Okay, so let's try it. So we're going to go out for 2 and in for 2. Okay, we'll do that twice on front, side, back, and then we're going to go to the side again. Here we go, nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. Out for 2 and in for 2. Out for 2, in for side, and side for 2, in for 2. Side for 2, and now to the back. Back for 2, in for 2, back for 2, and in for 2. To the side for 2, in for 2, side for 2, in for 2. Okay? And then when we get to things like dégagés, where it comes out really quickly, all right, we'll talk about that at a later time. But you're really working those movements And I really believe in starting slower at first and really working all the little pieces, and then we get faster as we get more accomplished. Okay, so next week we're going to try it on the left side as well. Okay, good job. Alright guys, so last week we talked about coupe and passe, so let's review. So coupe is when we bring our foot to our ankle bone, toe is pointed, okay? Then we lift it up and we make a 4, okay? The number 4 with our leg and coming up to our knee with our toes, okay? The next part is going to be called a développé, okay? And that's basically when you elongate your foot out in front of you or to the side or behind you. Alright, and then we bring it to a tendu to the floor. So you can watch here. So, if I'm doing a proper développé to the front, I'm going to come from my ankle bone, okay, we're here at coupe, rising up to passe, extending fully out to développé, tendu, bring it in, okay? When I do this, it's very easy for me to just bring my knee forward and face up to the sky. But I actually want my inside thigh to face up to the sky, okay? So make sure that you're doing that as you're completing your développé. We're just going to try front and side for today, and then we'll really kick it up a notch next week and we'll try the back, okay? Because that takes a whole lot of figuring it out, so we'll figure it out together, okay? So we'll put our hands on our hips. We're going to try both sides today. I think we can do that. Alright, so we're going to come up to coupe, up to passe, développé out, tendu, and in. Try the other side. Coupe, passe, développé, tendu, and in. Now we're going to try the side. So you're still going to keep your coupe in the front. Coupe is still in the front. In the front. You're going to extend out to where your tendu would go. Okay? Touch the ground. Bring it in. Try the other side. Coupe, passe, développé, tendu, and in. Let's try it non-stop both sides. Here we go. 5, 6, ready, and coupe, passe, développé, tendu, and in. 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 Good. Give yourself a nice little plie at the end of that.